Hello everyone, I am Catechus, and today we will be continuing our guided walkthrough for Breath of Fire 3. Last episode, Momo came up with the last-ditch effort to board the black ship, Ram It. This episode, we will do just that, so buckle up. Now sit back and grab some snacks as we dive in. Now here we are with my best team. And Momo is gonna do her best job to keep us alive this episode. Alright, here we are out on sea. I did skip a little bit just because it was dead air, and we have to ram the ship. Now the black ship will eventually appear over here. It will cycle in and out. We can see it there. Now before you ram it, make sure you have a full supply of healing items. We are gonna be away for a while. Just get behind it though, and gotta ram directly from behind. And it's not too bad, unless I'm driving. Ah, god darn it. Get over here, you little bugger. That didn't count? Yeah, you have to be, like, fully in line with it. Now! That sounded painful. We did it! That was pretty rough, though. I wonder if everyone's okay. Well, we rammed her at full speed. Maybe you should go check out everyone. Yeah, how about you? Told you I was good for something, eh? Yeah, finally paid off. That was really something, wasn't it? Like, boom! I think we might have damaged Nina. How you doing, Gar? Looks like our plan worked, eh? Yep, Burrs. How about you, Ray? That was a pretty big bump, eh, Ryu? Pecco fell right off where he was sitting. Oh no, we should go check on him. Yeah, he and Momo are down here in the engine room now. Well, he might have killed Momo. You okay, Pecco? How's my onion? It looks a little dizzy, but otherwise unhurt. Fantastic. Now, you can also talk to Honey here, and you get an interesting oy vey. Yeah, didn't know she could talk. Momo, are you dead? What happened? Oh, that woke me up. Pecco fell right on top of me. Momo looks alright as well. You know, usually, the black ships are completely automated. So, if you get on that ship, then it'll take you back where it came from. The other side. I love flashbacks. So, I think if we get onto the bridge, we should be able to figure out how the automated systems work. Alright. We'll have to look for the bridge, which might take a while, but we can always come back here to rest, right? Right. So yeah, as for party members, you already know who I'm going with, the A-team here. Our camp, as it were, is now the boat, and boy, yeah, 1, Zig almost missed, and 2, that is a lot of damage. But anywho, let's head on into the ship. I love this tune. This is classic, just gaming dungeon music, and it gets me so amped up. But anywho, before I take another step, let's go over the enemies. A lot of them are the same, a couple of them are new. So we have the Sleepy, which can confuse you with Hypnotize. Bolt, so if you're still looking for Frost Strike, there you go. Bolt Archer, Bolt Mage, newly added Bolt Lord, which also has a high dodge chance, no strengths or weaknesses, and can heal enemies. Then the King Toad, which is weak to fire, no strengths, and you can learn Influence from him if you need it, but he also has Ice Breath, which is ice damage to the party. And lastly, the Giant Grab, which is weak to frost, has no strength, and you can learn Double Blow from him, which allows you to hit twice at reduced damage, and he can cast Death to KO a target. And lastly, if you still want Blizzard Mail, you can try to get one from him. In addition to that, I also equipped the Blizzard Mail to Ryu, kinda because of the King Toad and his Ice Breath. Anywho, now we are in the black ship, and what we want to do first is go down this staircase. And loop around here into our first fight. Hooray! Oh, that is a King Toad. Yeah, they're pretty ugly. I'm just gonna hit auto battle as he immediately ice breaths me. Great. His breath is too minty. Momo, that did a lot of damage. And good job, Pecco. All right, that sucked. Luckily, there is a boss fight in this dungeon, but it is a long time from now, and we'll have plenty of opportunities to heal. Another good reason to bring Momo along is to keep everyone alive and healthy. But anywho, now that we are in here, there is nothing in this side room, so just go straight on in to this goofy conveyor room. And what we want to do first off is go to this control panel and pick program 3 here, the furball, if you would. And what this is going to do is direct us into a fight. Great. Oh man, Momo almost bit it. Thank goodness breath attacks are percentage based on their health and not like consistent damage. Otherwise, she would not be here. Anywho, with program 3 activated, what we want to do is step onto this platform, and it's gonna move around, and we want to step on it 3 times. So that was 1, that was 2, and that's 3. Doing so will take us down here, and we want to go into this room here and look at this control panel, and we are going to turn the crane main switch on, and that's it. Now we're going to go back to that control panel by riding the platform. Yeah, this is a really weird dungeon. I don't know how you're supposed to understand any of this. And there we go, we are back at the panel, and this time we are going to select program 4, the Erfel Derber. And now we are going to, again, get in a fight. Hey, that was fantastic. Just a lone bolt, which allowed Pecco to learn Frost Strike. Eventually I will swap that over to Ryu when we're back at the boat, but for now, Momo needs some love. There we go. Alright, now that we have program 4 activated for the platform, we are once again going to ride the platform 3 times. So that's 1, that's 2, and this is 3. Doing so will bring us back to the lower level where we can pick up a skill ink. Perfect. And then we're going to ride back up, and we're not going to ride it anymore. Instead, we're going to go through this door, and at the end of the hallway is this other panel, and we have to inspect this to get an ID card. That joyous tune was a bit out of place. Oh, fight already? Oh darn, another bolt. It's like they're following us. Okay, now that we have the ID card, we're gonna ride the platform back to the control panel side. Seriously, how are you supposed to figure any of this out? I don't know. Anyway, what we want to do is head back to the ship, but that means more fights, BRB. Oh man, another toad, but Pecco leveled up. Look at those gains, that's a lot of health. But yeah, we gotta pull Momo back from the clutches of death. Oh, she's in the yellow. There we go, spread some love around. But yeah, we're going to go back up these stairs, and we're going to go back to the boat to heal and swap over the Frost Strike ability to Ryu. And I do think it's kind of funny when you come in here and talk to Nina. She gives you a welcome home. How'd it go? I don't know. I think that's funny. But anyway, to rest, inspect the book, and I will see you when I am done. Alright, now that we're all healed up, head back in. This time we're gonna go already a fight. Oh darn. BRB. Alright, that hurt Momo a little bit. Stupid bolt archer landing a crit. Anyway, in this other room here, this is going to be the bane of my existence because I'm awful at this in both the game and real life. But we have a crane game! Oh boy! And since we turned the crane controls on, what we got to do is use the crane. So you push A once and hold it, and release, and it'll move in the north, east, southwest direction, and it'll move in the other direction for the second movement. And what we have to do is take 3 crates and move them to make a bridge, and the 4th crate will have an item. So if you want all the items, you got to do this 4 times. And I just completely missed this right here because I released the button when it was centered on the box. Yeah, there is a slight delay in this. So you can see the floor below is kind of in a grid pattern. If the box is centered on the square of the grid, you want to release on the line of the grid, and that way it'll stop in the center. It's really frustrating. But anywho, I am going to go through and try to get all 4 treasures so you can see them, because there's some really good stuff here that I highly recommend you get. Do not miss this. It is just going to take forever. So I'm going to have a little montage here. BRB. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, that was an hour of my life I'll never get back, but hey, I got the protectors and the other good items. So, yeah, you only saw what I did to succeed, but in addition to the Wisdom Fruit, we also obtained the Ascension, which is a weapon for Ryu. It's a holy damage sword, and it's pretty good compared to the Deadly Blade and even the Heavy Dagger, so feel free to put the dagger on Ray if you're using him. Then we got the Light Bangle, which is an accessory I will be giving to Peko to replace his Bat Amulet. And what the Light Bangle does is it is a very large increase to status resistance. And since Peko is more likely than not to be attacked, there we go. And lastly, the Protectors is a shield that you can give to either Peko or Momo, so if you want Peko to be ultra resistant, there you go, but it has less defense than the Kite Shield, so I'm going to give it to Momo, and this is a semi-increase to her status resistances, because besides Peko, Momo is the one that gets attacked the second most in my experience. But yeah, that is the crane game. Oh boy. And there's one more item we can get in this room if we come through this little way here and cross these crates. We can get a weapon for Momo, the flash shells. And these are an upgrade, if you would. I mean, we had the sleep shells, so she can induce sleep, but the flash shells, that's hard for me to say for some reason today, induce blindness on an enemy and have more damage. So I'm gonna go with those. But yeah, we are officially done in this room, and I'm never coming back. So what we're going to want to do now that we're on the other side is come down here to the southeast and exit. And before you do anything, hit this blue lever. Trust me. Holy crap, this is important as we get into a fight. BRB. Well, that was a couple bolt archers that made the mistake of trying to shoot Pecco. But anyway, after hitting that blue lever, we raised a catwalk here where we can go back to the ship and heal, and that is what I am doing. However, because it took me literally way too long to do the mini game there with the crane, this is where we're going to call it quits today. We're roughly halfway through the dungeon. We'll pick up the other half in the boss next episode. So for now, this has been part 40 of our Breath of Fire 3 guided walkthrough, where I pulled out what remained of my hair trying to do a crane game. Stay tuned for the next episode as we tackle the rest of this dungeon. If you like the episode, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, as it'll help the channel grow. Thanks.